Hey guys, welcome. This video right here, we're going to figure out how we can, if we're doing FAQ design, we talked about it being something like this, where we have some type of value up here, you click on it, and then something drops down, which is good. So we have to talk about how to do that. Now, I'm not going to do it within here. I'm going to create a whole new project and show you. This is what I recommend when you're trying to come up with some type of functionality. Create like a project outside of it, and then you can practice there, and then you can apply it to your main product. And that's kind of what I'm going to do here. This comes with a lot of layers. First of all, we need to come up with a design. I mean, this is already designed, but we need to come up with a way, functionality on how to do this. The second thing is, after that, is once we have this in place and we understand how it works, then we have to figure out how to use an API to make a call to get the information and so forth. So that will be another challenge itself, but you have to take these in steps, and this will be the first step to get you guys started. So what I'm going to do is, in this case, I am going to create a new project. I will call it a single view app. I will call it we'll call it the fact. I don't want to call it project, we'll call it, because this is expansion, we'll call it table view expansion. Whatever. Hit next. We'll keep it under iOS, and I'll call it right there. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna do something different. I'm gonna show you this. As you see here, we have a view controller, so this might change our design around a little bit as well. So in this case, where my thing at right here, I'm gonna delete this right here. And for us to make this work, I'm gonna do I click to add there. I'm gonna do table view controller. So I'm gonna use a different controller. So if you click here, table view controller is creating an instance, dimensions, resizing. So this will be good for us. All right. So we have the table view controller here. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm gonna go over in my code here, and let's see here. So I'm gonna change my. So what's happening here is I have a class called view controller, and it's instantiating off of the UI view controller. So we named it a table view controller. So I'm gonna type that called table, and then I'm going to change the name of this to table view controller. So that way it represents what it is. I'm going to go back to my main storyboard, and I am going to click on the next to the inspector. This is the inspector. I'm going to click next to this guy right here. We want to link this up to this code right here. So what you need to do is click the top left there, and then you can start typing in table view controller, which is already there, and boom, we already have it connected. Okay, so now we know. Well, let's just make sure it's connected. All right. Oops. Yep, it's connected. Perfect. So now I'm going to go over into my code. All right, so let's do this here. So I'm going to come down here and write some functions. So my first function is going to be an override function. So override function is, let's tell you this here. So overriding, in this case, since we're using Swift, is a process in which a subclass is fully responsible to, say, modify or maybe re-implement the instance method. It's a property or type of property. It's defined by the parent class, and this would be the parent class right here itself. So hopefully it gives you a little bit of an understanding what we're doing here. So what we need to do is write some code in order to make our expansion work. So we'll do override function. We'll do number of sections. And you notice here we're using the table view. It automatically adds integer because we're going to be passing a number. So that's our first one. Our second one is going to write another override. Make sure I can spell it right. And it's going to be a function. And this one right here is going to be a table view. And it's going to be table view. Let's just write it out. Table view Oops. And this will be UI table view. Perfect. And then we need to do a comma, and we'll say cell because we have to count the cells for row at, sorry. And this will be the capturing the index path. That's kind of like an array, capturing an array path. And then we'll do index path. There we go. And let's see here. We're going to do a callback, and that'll be on the UI table view cell. There we go. Perfect. And we want to do this here. Perfect. All right, and then we'll put our code here. Oh, it's blowing up on me here. Argument did not like. Did not like the over type view, and that might be because I am missing. Okay, so let's go up here. This might be because I'm missing some stuff here. So I need to put a structure here. You guys like structures. And I'll call this cell data. You can call it anything. And in the structure, I'll do a var open. And we'll treat this as a boolean for true or false. I'll do another variable. I'll call it title. I'll treat this as a string. And I'll create a section data. And equals a string. That looks familiar, like an array, like that right there. Oh, we still got a problem here. We'll fix that. Our section data, so we'll get this fixed, no big deal. So we need to come down here where it says this right here. And let me see if I can make this screen bigger for you guys. Make the font bigger, but then I can't see what the hell I'm doing. So whatever, we'll make do. Anyways, so let's do var table view data, and this will equal our cell data right there. So this looks like an array, and then we'll do a true false there. There we go. All right, so now we have our function view did load. So let's take this out. We have our super class. And down below it, we're going to do table view data equals what? It's going to equal our cell view data, cell data. Guys are sending messages and I'm seeing it. All right, so then we're going to do open. So that's going to be our one value right there, open. So we have open, which is a boolean. We have title, which is a string. We have section data, which passes over to section data. So let's see for boolean. For now, I'll type in false, and I'll have comma. I'll have title, and right here for title, oops, I'll just put in double quotations. I'll put title 1, and then we have for our section data. This is going to kind of look like an array in a sense. We'll have our values in arrays. So let's say that we have 3 values. Whatever, and we could play with this. So cell 1, and then we do cell 2, and then we do say cell 3, etc. So now what we need to do is do after the bracket. Actually, let's see here. So we'll have a bracket and a comma. So we're going to do a comma here, and what we want to do here is I'm going to copy and paste this in several times, so I don't have to keep doing it over and over. So let's do this, copy this line right here, all the way down to here. I'm going to copy. Perfect. And I'm going to paste it in. I'm going to do a comma. I'm going to paste it in. I'm going to do a comma. I'm going to, oops, Control Z. Come down here, paste it in. Perfect. And then what I'm going to do is take this guy right here. He's missing a family. He's going to go behind that. So that right there takes our table view data equals our cell data. This is still messed up. We'll have to figure that out in a minute. So our cell data is open, which is this guy right here. It's true or false. We provide false. Title is the string that we described up here. And the section data is an array that we're using here. And we're going to pass in values. So we'll see how this works. All right, let's see what else we got going here, guys. is figure out how many cells or table data that we're going to recover, or how much we're going to return. So what we could do is go down here and do return, and then we can do table view data right there. And then we'll do .count, so it provides us a count number, so we can get that number and we can use it for passing in. Right, so now all we need to do is figure out if we can figure out how many is being returned. So let's do this as an override function. Let's see here, table view. Let's see which one. That is not the right one. So we could probably grab stuff that we have below here because we want table views. Actually, it's going to be similar to this. So let's do this right here. Oops. If I can find it here. So table view. And we want the one with the number of rows in a section. So let's see if it comes up here or not. There it is. That's what we want. Perfect. All right. So in our code here, we are going to say if table view data, conditional statement, our section, and we'll say .open. So if it's equals true, which we have false right now. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to return a table view data right here. And within our, we're going to return a section, and we're going to return our count, which is section data .count, I believe. Yep. Perfect. Then we're going to say else, the else statement. For now, we're just going to say return 1 for now. So this will allow us to figure out what we are returning. So this will basically work with our dynamic data that's being passed in as well. What we need to do is reference a cell. We don't have a cell that we're actually referencing. So let's go back over here. Let's click on, oops. Let's click on this cell here. Oops, there we go. Table view cell right there. And we want to go to the inspector. And we want to choose identifier. And we're just going to type in cell right here. So that way we can reference an actual cell that we're using. The other thing that I need to do here is we have the style right here, so we need to reference basic. Now let's go back over to view controller. All right, so now we can actually mess around with this down here. So we can fix this. So we're going to do if index path dot row equals 0. We're going to pass in guard, which is a statement. It's just a way to transfer the scope of a statement over. We'll say let cell equal table view, and then we'll do, we want to do DQ reusable cell. Let's find if we can find it. Yes, there we go. Let's see here, DQ reusable cell. We want to do with identifier, which we have, and here we're going to pass in cell. Perfect. And then we're going to have that in front, a comma here, and we're going to say else return, not that, separate that, return UI table, which is what we have, view cell, perfect. And we need to open close bracket here, and we can do this, and we can come down here and do return cell, perfect. Oh, come on. Nope, not cell data, just cell. All right, so then we have this guy right here, and what we want to do is say else, and we want to grab this information here, copy it, and paste it, just like that. Same information. Now up here, what we're going to do here is we're going to type in cell dot text label dot question mark. So you want to put a question mark after it when you're trying to specify something. Dot text equals table view data index path dot section. So we want to grab the section that we use above, and then we want to grab the title. Perfect. All right, almost there, guys, almost there. Making progress. It's gonna be a little bit different. We're gonna take our cell dot, it's almost the same. Let's let's make this life easy right here. So we're just gonna copy this and we'll modify what we wanna do here. Let's copy this, paste it below. Now it's going to be a little bit different, so we're grabbing the index section, but instead of grabbing the title, we want to grab below here, we want to grab this section data, and then we want to grab the index path. So what we're doing is grabbing, just like an array, you're grabbing where the location's at, and then we want to grab the row. Perfect. All right, looks like we still have some type of hiccup here, so what did I miss? Return cell. Override. So that is fine there. Override function. Table view, UI table view, cell, row at index path. All right, of course. Hi, Sammy. Table view, UI table view, cell for row at index path. Did I do that wrong? Nope. And then we have index path. That looks good. Make it callback. UI table view. Do I have that separated? I don't. That is my problem. All right. All right. So it worked for a second. So we're missing something here. So I actually paused it left because I couldn't figure out what was going on. If you notice here, I had to fix this up because it was blowing up and it just wasn't working. So what I needed to have is this underscore here. So it's right here. So what I did is I underscored it so you could look at your code, and that's what we needed. We needed to have this underscore in here for this to work. It's just part of the view. I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't work. And the other thing I had to do is you need to go back out in the main storyboard, click on your story, and and click on the inspector, and you want to make sure where's that? Click on the table view controller at the top and choose is initial view controller, else it will not work. So let's see here what we got going. Let's see if we can run this now. So I'll go back to this real quick. You'll want to make sure that this is like this. That will fix the error message that we had originally. Let's see if it runs. All right, so it did run. All right, click on title 1. All right, so we got a problem. So looks like it doesn't work exactly the way we want it to, but so let's make this, that's fine. Let's make this as original as possible. So we'll fix this. So let's say title 1 is what? Who is eligible, I can type, to stay at family house. Okay, and then title 2 is what? Title 2 is how long can we stay at family house? And then title 3 is what should we bring? And then the next one is, you see where I'm going with this. I'm not going to continue, but I'm going to let you be smart. Close to the hospitals. Perfect. So we're getting there, guys. Okay, so what we didn't have in our thing right here is we didn't have, if we selected something, what happens. So we didn't really talk about that. So we need to create some code for that as well. So what I'm going to do is come down here, and guess what? We're going to create an override function. Bet you didn't guess that by now. So we're going to do table view, and I think we could pretty much do almost the same stuff as the one ahead of. No, it won't be the same. So let's do this. Let's try and make it easy. Table view underscore. I'll say table view. UI table view. That's what we're using. There we go. and comma did select row at, and we'll do index path. And everybody wants to bother me while I'm doing this video. Index path. There we go. Cool. So we'll do that. And I'm trying to finish up because it's Super Bowl Sunday and I have food waiting that I'm making. Table view data. Index path. Dot section. So we want to grab the section. And we want to say dot open. There we go. Equals true. Oops. There we go. And we'll say table view data. And we'll say index path. Perfect. Dot section. Dot open. Oops. Equals false. And then we're going to come down here and say let. When you want something to happen, you use the word let. Sections equal index set. So we set the index. And oops. We need to initialize it. And we need to pass an integer. Well, we want an integer to pass in. And then we want to grab the comma here and do index path dot section, I think. Yeah. I think this is it. I'm not 100% sure. We'll find out. So we want to do table view and we want to reload our sections. So that once it's selected, we can reload it. We'll pass in sections. And then we'll pass in width, and then we'll do dot none, and we'll fix this for now. And then right here we will do else. There we go. And I think it's going to be the same a little bit. So let's copy this and we'll change what we need to change. Copy that, paste that. So it is going to be true instead of false. And everything else will be the same. All right, so let's see if this runs. So we succeeded, so that's good. All right, who's eligible to stay at the family house? Click on it. Look at that, cell 2 and 3. So we'll have to put data in there. I'm making this easy for you guys. How can we stay at the family house? Click on it, cell 2 or 3, and so forth. So, think about this. So right now, moving this around, we can stay at the house. We have cell 2 and 3. So let's try to make this as real as possible. So let me look at the thing here. So this might be a little challenging though. We can stay at the family house. We have, I will type all this in. Yes, all patients staying at, see, you know what? I probably want to add a variable here. You see where I'm going with this? So I'd probably want to add some type of variable here. Maybe var, I'll say eligible. Yeah. So we'd probably want to say string and then say eligible equals do I have a caregiver? That's a sub, well, it doesn't matter. And what we could do, oh, we have var keywords property declaration because we don't have it set up properly. In this case here is change this around a little bit. So we have var eligible. See, var eligible, we'll use that for example. We'll say colon string, we'll pass it a string equals, and then we'll just grab this. Thing is, there's so many languages that I work with that sometimes I forget. All right, so let's see here. So if we did cell 2, Specifically, we could put eligible, I think. That's not gonna work. Yeah, that's not gonna work either. Let's see here. Let me think about this. Eligible, because we have it is opened. Because we can't use it that way because we have section data here. So we'll have to play around with this, but we'll get it to work. But for now, let's say that yes, all patients staying at family house. That's not all the information, but we have to figure out this. This will be a second part of our stuff because we'll have to use an API, and that's going to change. So I'm not going to use that right there for now. We'll come back and fix that. Let's run this again real quick. This whole patient, and then we'll have to think about word wrap, so it wraps around. I don't know if it would wrap around. Let's see here. Just I don't know if I could copy it. Oh, I could copy it. Let's see if it wraps it. I'm not really sure of the answer offhand. So let's copy this real quick and paste it in here. And let's stop it and run it real quick and see what happens. Okay, so we have to work on more code to figure out how to wrap it as well. Because right now it's one value. So we have a couple things to work with this. But I just wanted to show you guys how to do it, and then we can figure out the rest later. But we see that we have some issues here, which is fine. Because that has to work for it to work. If that makes any sense. We'll have to play around with. But for the most part, as you see here, we don't need 3 cells. We just need the 1 cell because we just need to have data. But we'll have to figure out how we wrap this because we want the data to wrap, and that'll be based off of how we have this written up. We have it to look for 3 cells. So this will be something I want you guys to play around with because I can't give you all the answers, but I want to give you some answers and lead you in the right path to make this work. So this is it on this iOS, how to accomplish this, and we'll go from there. Thanks guys for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.